Hey there, friends and family. Funny story here. I didn't record this. I had just actually played through this game, and then I realized I didn't hit the record button. Huh, so that's funny. But that is no matter. I'll just go ahead and do it again. It's between Sparrow and BlueBoo right here. Now, both of these players actually are not going to be able to progress into the elimination brackets. This is just kind of a show match, I suppose. It wasn't like last game where one player could tear one of the other ones down and restrict him from progressing. No, actually, no one really is going to progress from this match right here. But it's for glory, it's for honor, and it's with Sparrow against BlueBoo, so we expect that Sparrow is going to win here. Is Sparrow going to do a double production cruiser rush? You know he's going to. So I'd like to see what his build order is right here. Let's look at the resources. He's making 2 salvagers right now. Salvages the base runner. Does not do any quick drop shenanigans, by the way. That's what we normally expect to see. Going to be another 2 salvagers, it looks like. So this one's going to be on the RUs. That one going to go to CUs on this side. I will CUs or RUs, but at any rate, it's going to go onto this side right here. Opens up the wreck and goes on to CUs. Second to RUs right here. Moves his carrier so far away that he's long distance mining off of his main. That's always nice. Third salvager going to come out of the carrier here. Fourth going to be off of this production cruiser. And now he's going to save up to sandscape fabrication, probably. Yep. Okay, so basically it's just a double salvager here and here, double salvager here and here, double salvager over to there. And then you go up to sandscape fabrication. And he starts 4 on CUs, not on RUs. This is, of course, for a railgun rush. It's probably a little bit different for other types of rushes. But, no, wait, no, that's not a salvager that's making it. That's a production cruiser. Alright, so actually it's a little different than I thought. So it's 2, 1 here and 1 here. 2, 1 here and 1 here. 1 over to there, but a production cruiser first. Right after you get the production cruiser and make another salvager here, you go up to sandscape fabrication. Then you save up to railgun fabrication, which, as you can see, is a little light on RUs for, so probably he should have gone onto RUs first on that side. But that salvager there is carrying the 40 RUs that he needs to begin making that. Dunk. There you go. And he'll click up to railgun fabrication right then. BlueBoo, by the way, doing some nice turret shenanigans, which I like. Going to be a little bit annoying for Sparrow. He's going to have to weed it out with his carrier, which he doesn't want to do. It's going to slow him down, economically speaking. And meanwhile, he's teched into AAVs. He's going to start making a couple of those. Probably this is about the time to make a support cruiser as well, but he doesn't have the production slot. So, yep, there you go. Carrier production. That's what I was going to say he should be upgrading. You see some sand skimmers up in his base there. He queues up 4 salvage. Oh dear. Once again, would you do this in Brood War? No, you can't do this. But yeah, I'd like to see him queue up the sport cruiser here, which he could do if he cancels 2 of these. He'll have the money for it pretty soon. But now he's going to know that he's under attack here. Turret, not going to do any damage, of course, but it did delay mining for quite a long time, so Sparrow will be a little annoyed about that one. And it's going to be heavy railguns first here for Sparrow, so he's definitely in there for blood. And here he comes. Blue's carrier, by the way, facing this direction. He probably wants to rotate it if he can. You can do that using the V key, of course. Click there and then drag that way. He's going to get an artifact, it looks like. Sparrow does not really have any interest in stopping this. He'd rather do his damage right now, so that's understandable, of course. This AV taking a lot of damage, and it really should smoke itself here. But that's not going to be done. But the railguns are going to miss, which is like a stroke of divine providence there. Protecting this AV for just a little bit of time, but it will go down here. Once again, needs to smoke itself, but not going to happen. Now, you really need to smoke when you're going to lose a unit like that, because the unit does you no value if it's dead, so, you know. Fighter and gunship fabrication now on the way for BlueBoo, and this is really a bad move. The reason here is because there are two production cruisers up here in the front. And one of the facets of a double production cruiser rush is that production cruisers have quite a lot of anti-air actually, and they will actually kill off fighters if they are sent after them a lot faster than you think that they will. So it seems quite intuitive. Well, if there's railguns here, let me just use some fighters to break the siege and kill those railguns. But you can't do it. Production cruisers will definitely win there. Once you get up to like 5, 6 strike fighters or whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. But up until that point, or once you get to like bombers or something like that. Up until that point, be it strike fighters or be it interceptors, they will get killed there. Now Blue gonna move out with his LAVs here, and he does actually almost have the numbers. It's 9 on 9 right there. And he finds an excellent window of engagement right here. He's gonna run in there, gonna get around those LAVs, gonna start doing damage to heavy railguns. He gets 1, he'll get 2 as well. And then at this point, he really needs to back away. But as you see, he sticks in here still, trying to take a fight with those sand scanners, but he can't do that. There's too many of them. So at that point, he really should have backed away. Still though, good damage done right there. Now, BlueBoo has made himself 2 strike fighters, but like I said, they're not really going to get much value. And in case you're wondering, well, why don't you make a gunship then? It has lots of armor. That would actually work, but it takes way too long to make it. I think by that time, you're still going to run into some trouble. Plus, they're also very expensive, but that probably would be okay. This is definitely an all-in, by the way, if you know what I mean. You know there's not going to be units anywhere else. I think that Blue should actually run 1 AAV back into his opponent's base here to try to do some counterplay. AAVs, after all, not going to do too much for you in this fight because they're never going to get in range of these railguns here. Again, this one probably needs to smoke itself off. Not going to do that and it will die. Here come the strike fighters. Now I'm just going to select them here so that you can see their health bar. I want you to see how fast these strike fighters get killed by the production cruisers. Just look at their health bars on the bottom there. That's pretty quick, isn't it? You can see this one here, just boom. Gets slapped down. They got 1 railgun, but that's definitely not worth it. Support cruiser also coming out here because BlueBoo's carry was rotated in this direction. The support cruiser will just get killed instantly. That's rather unfortunate for him there. And now Sparrow's got the money to go to refinery mode if he wanted to. He's not going to, obviously. You're doing this sort of an all-in that's kind of, you know, against the point, but yeah, he's doing okay here. Now, if you look at the units lost tab here, it says that Sparrow has actually lost twice as much as BlueBoo has. It's pretty interesting, but doesn't really matter. Sparrow is definitely still ahead here. He's got all the momentum there. And now you can see they start playing some Counter-Strike here, trying to smoke off as much as they can. Unfortunately, in DOK, you can't spam through smoke, can you? But yeah, we'll just turn off end lips here to make this as cool as possible. Because the outcome of this game is pretty much decided at this point. BlueBoo has failed to stop the siege here, and his carrier will go down eventually. Now you may be wondering, Bozo Cow, what is endlets? What is this mysterious word that you've just said? Well, the developers of Homeworld ever since the very beginning have known that if the units are this small, it's really hard to select them, right? I mean, look how small that sandstorm is right there. I can select it like that, but it's actually like the triangle, I think, is like the hitbox for selecting the unit or something like that. Hitboxes for like selecting in these games are actually pretty odd, but point is, it's very small. It's hard to see what's there, it's hard to select them, hard to do all that kind of stuff. Look how small that AAV is. And they kind of suspected this would not really be very fun to try to deal with. So what they did was they made a thing called non-linear isometric perspective scaling. There's a lot of words there. But what it means is that the smaller a unit is, the bigger it gets when you zoom away from it. So the carrier stays the same size, of course, no matter how much I'm zoomed in. But in a LAV is like, it's this big, but when I zoom out, it becomes like this big. Right now you can see I have it off, so it's very small. But let me turn off endlets here, or turn it on, that is. And you can see what happens here. So it's the same size when I zoom in on it, but when I zoom out, it's that big. Much easier to see it now. But if we're going for full cinematic glory, we always obviously want to turn that off, right? Get to see things for the true scale that they really are. And you start to kind of realize just how gigantic these carriers are when you have that turned off. Anyway, that is that. Sparrow going to take that game quite easily. Not even letting it get into the 10-minute mark right there. Alright, so as pertaining to who is going to advance to the elimination bracket. Oh dear, if I can find this. Let me just open it up on my phone here. So Descara is going to be seed number 1 with 4 wins, no losses. Of course, he goes undefeated. What a monster, those Swedish players, man. I am going to be at 3 wins and 1 loss with an opponent win rate at 64.5%, putting me in 2nd place. 3rd place is going to be YOLO Swaggins with 3 wins and 1 loss with an opponent win rate of 62.5%. So that's why he's below me, mind you. The way this Swiss section works is that the lower your opponent win rate is, the... Wait. That can't be true, because looking at slot number 4, who is Garmulator, he has 58.3% and Majir has 64.5%. There's probably another stat that goes into it. I don't really know, but whatever. So Garmulator is seed number 4, Majir is seed number 5, 10th Wave is seed number 6, Romper Frolic seed number 7, Shrike seed number 8. The notable players who are not in here, or really the notable one, is Sparrow. This guy. But like I said, he can't advance even if he wins this game, right? Pretty tragic what happened to him, but he did not actually make it into the elimination bracket, and that was very surprising for me. Perhaps he's just out of practice, perhaps he, I don't know, had a really bad day or something like that, but he didn't make it into the elimination bracket, so we're going to miss him. I also wasn't expecting to see YOLO Swaggins that high up, but he actually did quite well. He only lost 1 game. So yeah, that is the qualifier section done. I've kept on a mad schedule of 6 videos a day, and I will keep it up for 1 more day. Tomorrow I plan on casting the entire elimination bracket, except for the finals, and then on Saturday I will cast the finals for you, and then I'll get back to my regular boring content that people don't really like as much, but you know, whatever. So that is that. I hope you enjoyed the qualifier section, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.